Hey guys, welcome back to Mental Health with Mel, and on this week's video, I wanted to talk about something I haven't touched base on at all, sexuality, and what factors could affect it possibly. So also, I just wanted to, before we start this video, I wanted to say this is probably more of adult context. We're going to be talking about sexuality, and libido. So please, if you are under the age of 18, I would just recommend getting off, or if you're uncomfortable talking about that or sexual traumas, please get off of this page for right now, and I will see you guys in my next video. So basically, sexuality is something that's going to be fluid and changing all the time. This could be affected by your mood, what you're eating, weight gain, weight loss. Like, there's a lot of things that are going to factor into your sexual libido. And your mental health or your medications may also play a factor into it if you didn't already know that. So I wanted to kind of address that and just talk about how your mental health disorder could affect it, specifically with bipolar. So with bipolar, you're going to have either one of the two or both, or maybe you'll be completely like typical sexually, but it could be hyposexuality, which is going to be a decrease of wanting to be intimate, or hypersexuality, which is going to be the increase of your urge, libido to have sex. This is going to play a factor in your relationships or even just your sexual life. It might not always affect it. Like for me, for example, like it's not something that really affects me at all. I will say when I am manic, there is an increase in libido. Obviously, just like anyone with bipolar, depression, or anything that's going to bring down your mood, when you're at a lower level of mood, you're not going to have an increased sexual drive. That's something that happens. This is something that doesn't seem like a big deal, mostly if you have a partner and it's just going to affect your partner a little bit. It's not typically that dramatic unless it's a polar opposites of the extreme, like being super high libido and then going to I don't want to have sex at all. That could be a conversation that needs to be had with your partner. But when you don't have a partner and you're more manic, like my bipolar is bipolar 2 and it's really mild, but if you are bipolar 1 or even bipolar 2 that's more severe, when you're at your mania, sometimes you're not thinking rationally, you're not thinking of consequences, you're being impulsive. You might get yourself into a situation where you're having sex and not thinking, I should wear a condom, am I being safe, am I protected, am I going to have a risk of being pregnant, or am I going to catch an STD from this interaction because maybe you went out of your way to hook up with a random person, which is fine, to each their own. This is a safe space, but it could put you at risk of having a sexually transmitted disease, and that's what you have to look out for, just making sure that you're safe, because at the end of the day, it's not a big deal if you have sex with someone. It's more, do I trust this person? Am I being safe? Are they safe? Am I going to catch something from the situation? That's really the biggest fear. With hyposexuality, that one isn't going to be as much of a concern unless it's really affecting your sex life with your partner, just not having any drive to have sex. But these are conversations that you're going to need to have. I mean, if you're having sex, then you should be able to have these conversations with your significant other, being able to talk about it. And then also your medicine could also affect this. I know for Abilify, I'm pretty sure one of the side effects, and I'll double check myself and insert a link, but one of the side effects was like nausea, headaches, and I think there was a decrease in libido, which is actually something that most medications have, so it's not really that big of a deal, but it's something to recognize. Mostly, like I said, if you have a partner, it's something to discuss. And then within the same topic, I wanted to talk more about like sexual traumas, having issues in the bedroom. I know for me, I have some issues in that aspect of everything, climaxing that, and wanted to talk about what you could do to try and help yourself, whether it's by yourself or with a partner. So I would say that I've recently tried this for my anxiety as well as my sexual life. If I'm feeling overwhelmed or I'm feeling very what would be the word, distracted, very like not present in the moment, I will start trying to picture the room around me, like, oh, there's a bedboard, the bedboard's gray, it has holes like for buttons on it, it's pretty tall, it's taller than the bed. Like, I'll start focusing, narrowing down on certain things. This is actually a tip that is used when you're like doing the suicide hotline. If you're one of the responders or something, they will give that tip and tool to the responders, because it is helpful for them in case a person is too wound up, that they can kind of ground them and bring them back down. That has been helpful for me in both of those scenarios, as well as the fact that I need someone to talk to me. So I've realized that being grounded, sometimes it's not enough for me to just guide myself. I need someone else to talk to me, tell me that I'm okay, that I'm safe, and someone that I love. That's going to make a difference whether I'm having an anxiety attack or it's a sexual situation. It will bring me back down to where I'm supposed to be. That's a tip that I just wanted to share with you guys, that I talked to my therapist about because I hadn't found it online on a YouTube channel, and I thought it was a great tip. I don't remember who I was watching, but it was a good tip, and I brought it up to my therapist and he agreed. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because if it helped me, it might help you. Finding something that's going to center you, ground you, bring you back to where you're supposed to be, into the moment, the situation, is going to help you focus in life and find joy and not panic as much and be in touch with your partner. It's going to help. Alright guys, and that's all I wanted to share this week. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of how much your mental health can affect your sexuality, and that it's completely normal and there's nothing to be afraid of. Like, talking to your partner, sharing with your partner if you're having issues in this area, talking to your psychologist, psychiatrist, that might help, and they could give you some tips and tricks to try and get you guys into the right path. And then just making sure that you're safe overall, not putting yourself in a risky situation that you're going to regret afterwards. And if you need any more help or support, please check out the links below. As always, they're here for you if you need to text or call, just to make sure that you're safe and you know that you have support somewhere. And then you can always reach out to me on Instagram if you just want to talk or you have a topic you want me to discuss. Thanks guys, like and subscribe.